What's up? Welcome back. That's right. It is still Saturday and I'm live again. When I got off the live reaction this morning, I thought about it with the network and I was like, you know what? It would be best for scheduling purposes of what we have coming up on the channel, the remaining reactions that we have scheduled, to go ahead and do this, which is discussing the 30 days of horror movies that I watched. Now, this was an idea that was actually a backup idea to the cancellation of the 3rd annual Glow in the Dark party. Sorry about that. For anyone who was looking forward to that event, you will have to comment below to let me know you were interested for any decision to be made. But right now, that is canceled for this year. And then replacing it, we have done this because, believe it or not, I have watched 30 scary movies. Now, not all of them are, in my opinion, horror, but they were put in that genre and they popped up in the lineup and I ended up watching them and okay, they made the list. Okay, now these are only in order by how I watch them. Okay, it's not in order by how I rate them. We'll talk about that afterwards. I do have some visuals for you guys. Let's get into that. You know, I had to make it interesting and for you guys to be able to see what I saw a little bit, not a lot, because you know, copyright, you know how that goes. So let's set this. Gonna be big enough. Should I put it at the bottom? No, let's put it at the top. Okay, can you still see me? No, sir, I'll make it a little bit. Well, I can't always lean over because I do want y'all to be able to see it. So I'ma just lean over when I see my. How about that? So let's get into this list. Not even the latest show that we have had scheduled here. This is a special. Let me adjust the volume too on this, cause okay, now I hope that's decent. Okay, now this is a special from the channel for our Halloween 30 days of horror here. Let me move this a little tad bit closer so that I can have better control over it. Okay. So I think we a little bit okay, right there. That's perfect. Okay. So now that I've adjusted that, let's get down to the nitty of what we came here to do, which is 30 days of horror. Now, if there's any movies that you saw that are not on this list, put them in the comments of this replay or the live chat while we're here. This live chat is for my subscribers, so if you are not, you do have to subscribe to participate. Don't worry, join along. It only takes 1 minute for that to be activated for you guys, and you can put down your comments. So let's talk about number 1, which is 10 Cloverfield Lane. This was my second time watching this movie, and you can find it on Pluto TV for free. It came out in 2016, and it is about a girl named Michelle who kidnapped and was trapped in an underground bunker with a crazy man named Howard. And yeah, there were really aliens outside killing humans for real, because the movie makes you think it might not be anything going on outside, but it is. So check out 10 Cloverfield Lane on Pluto TV for free. You can download the app to any one of your devices for free. The next movie is Teaching Mrs. Tingle. Now, this one is not necessarily a horror movie, but it is definitely it's definitely like your thriller type movie. Teaching Mrs. Tingle, you can find it on Stars with a subscription. If you have it, it'll be free for you. It has Katie Holmes, Barry Watson from Seventh Heaven, and Marissa Coughlan, who later starred in Super Troopers, and also the lovely Helen Mirren. Now, as Mrs. Tingle, these 3 teens, Leanne, Luke, and Jolene, are tired of Mrs. Tingle's hard-ass, no-nonsense, strive for perfection attitude, and they want to teach her a lesson, okay, by holding her hostage in her own home, which leads to a disaster for the teenagers and the teacher, ultimately with Mrs. Tingle being fired and arrested for attempted murder. But the teens are not left unscathed because they are forever scarred by their actions. Go check it out. Mrs. Tingle. When did this movie come out? I think it came out in like 2005. So this is a very 2005 movie. It has its funny moments, and it definitely has its dark moments. And it will tap into anyone who did not have a good time in high school. You might like it though. Teaching Mrs. Tingle. The next movie coming up, number 3, is Fresh, found on Hulu only. Hulu only. It came out in January of this year. It stars Sebastian Stan as Steve, and this comes off in the beginning as an innocent boy meets girl type of story that turns disturbing and gross. Because Steve is a villain. He is a cannibal. He actually is a cannibal and a cannibal salesman. I don't know how you would describe that. But yeah, he kidnaps women and basically sells their flesh piece by piece to the highest bidder of the finer taste of dinner. Even with his wife and by his side, helping keep his dark secret from their kids and the public, leaving Noah to play along so that she can survive. You can find this on Hulu. Number 4 is Blood Red Sky. Now, this movie is more action than horror. It just has that horror background because, of course, it's centered around vampire. And so, you know, you got that whole thing going on. It came out last year, and it can be only watched on Netflix. And by the way, I'm about to binge on Netflix movies in the next few numbers. This movie is about a mom on her way to cure her rare blood disease, which is vampire. And unfortunately, it's bad timing for her and her son, who are aboard a plane being hijacked, leading to her monster to unleash to protect her son from killers. That is a domino effect of events causing her death. But the movie will surprise you who is her killer. Check it out, Netflix, Blood Red Sky. We have number 5 is a movie that I did not intend on watching. It just was on, and I said, you know what, I'm gonna check it out because I was interested in making this a part of next year's monthly movie tribute theme of franchises, which is Urban Legends. But after this movie, I'm a little bit iffy on if I want to continue that decision. We have Urban Legends Bloody Mary. Okay, so Urban Legends Bloody Mary can be watched for free on Pluto TV app. All I have to say is I want my time back. I'm glad that I watched it before actually diving into the series next year. For those who are curious, it is about 5 friends who say Bloody Mary 5 times, and yes, they get haunted and they die, and one of the friends is trying to figure out how to stop it. There you go. Bloody Mary, Urban Legends. Now, the next one is one that I came across. I didn't even know what I was watching until I had to go and look at the information on the TV guide while it was on to see what am I looking at. And it was a movie that came out in 1981 by the name of Student Bodies. Now, you can watch this for free also on Pluto TV. It came out in 1981. Okay. I actually watched this on the same night that I watched Urban Legends Bloody Mary. Because, you know, of course, it was on the same app, same channel. And I never rolled my eyes so many times, but been amused at the same time. Now, this movie claims to be the first horror comedy. You know, kind of like the Scary Movie before the Scary Movie. So, I'm not sure. But let's get into this trailer that I have for you guys to show you just exactly what it was I was watching.
For this movie, I want something very frightening, deadly. Then I climb the stairs to surprise my victims. Why do they always live upstairs? This movie's a comedy, so killing's not so easy.
This is actually in the movie.
The movie's called The Janitor with the IQ of a Handball.
What's he doing?
Sex Education Teacher.
This is totally unnecessary, ugly, and gets in the way.
Everybody's into sex.
Last night gave me a hickey spine.
Your mother.
She also told me that sex was bad and dirty, but only with my father.
That was the main character, Cody.
I said murder. Student bodies are going to be everywhere. Dead bodies out there, 15 yards.
Okay, let's pause it right there. So, we have Student Bodies. This movie was not actually bad, by the way, because of the ending. The ending of this film took me by surprise because what has happened in this movie is it is a young lady actually having a bad dream, one long bad dream, that is a whole spoof on slasher films, you know, Friday the 13th, Black Christmas, that whole type of vibe. They did a spoof on those two. They were making fun of those two films in this. And at the end, when she wakes up, she actually does lose her virginity to who the guy was supposed to be her best friend, but come to find out the killer in her dream was actually him in real life. So it was good. I think you should give it a chance. It's free. Okay? It's free. Pluto TV, Student Bodies. Go check it out. 1 second. Let me see if I can. Okay. The next movie is actually the first scary movie that made me cry and made me sad, and that is Come Play. Okay, you can find this on Amazon by way of Showtime. It came out in 2020. It's about a son and a mother who are going through a rough patch in their relationship due to the son's autism. He's nonverbal. He finds peace in his tablet, and an app, Misunderstood Monsters, downloads on his tablet, and one of the monsters named Larry begins haunting him and his friends. And because he wants to Oliver, who was the young boy's name, be his friend and his only friend, and the mom sacrifices her life to Larry to save her son. Ultimately, with Larry still getting trapped by, Oliver still getting trapped by Larry. So let's get into, I have a little clip here I wanted to show you. It was sad because of the message behind the movie, with her always constantly saying that she would protect her son. And that means even giving her life. And I believe this movie is a Steven Spielberg movie, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, and it, being a Steven Spielberg movie, not necessarily scary. It has its moments, and I can tell you right now, it's taken Encounters of the Third Kind to a whole nother level. I can tell you that right now. So moving on to the list, we have number 8. Number 8 is already on the channel. I did a reaction to it, and it is Midnight Meat Train. And you can check it out. Playlist. Go click play and thumbs up while you're there. The next movie is Beach House. The Beach House. This movie freaked me the hell out. Because it puts me in the frame of going to the wrong place at the wrong time. You go to the beach to relax and, vacation and, just have a good time. It's the beach. Nice water, pretty sand, but not this beach. This beach turns you into the beach. You become the beach. You become a plant. You become sand. You become the ocean. It kills you and morphs you into nature. And it's some type of green glowing stuff that is contributing to this. And it has some type of alien life going on within the vines of these plants. And this green stuff is weird. It's strange. And again, it freaked me out to the point where I had to think twice if I ever wanted to visit the beach again. I live in Miami, folks. This was not a good movie to watch, but not good like it was a bad movie. I'm just saying for where I live. But go check this out, The Beach House. And you can watch this. Oh, I didn't even put down where you could watch this, but I'm pretty sure you can watch it on any streaming app, Amazon, or right here on YouTube. Number 10 is my childhood favorite. So it's not scary to me. I enjoyed watching it because I have not watched it in years. And that is Maximum Overdrive, made in 1986. This is a Stephen King movie, and I think this is probably one of his few movies that he actually did help like directed. You'll have to go read about it. There's some crazy tales about trying to get this movie made. But Maximum Overdrive, it was all worth it in my opinion. I'm a fan. I've been a fan since I was a young girl. Maximum Overdrive. The next one is also Stephen King at number 11, In the Tall Grass. Found on Netflix only. It came out in 2013. It is actually a story by Stephen King and Joe Hill. This movie made me very claustrophobic. It made me scared of grass, tall grass. I don't want to even see grass growing up to my ankles because of this movie. Okay? It is about three in total. A brother, a sister, and a boyfriend that get lost in some tall grass in search of a young boy who they're actually stuck in a time loop where they just repeat what's going on over and over again. We have Patrick Wilson, my man, from Moonfall, that I did a reaction on. He plays the bad guy in this movie, so go check it out. It is quite haunting. I wouldn't necessarily say it's horror, but it has its feeling to it. It has its tints to it. In the Tall Grass on Netflix. Number 12 is from Netflix as well. This is The Perfection. You can only watch it on Netflix. It came out in 2018, and it was vicious. It was a good movie. And the ending was satisfying because this is what you would call a revenge horror. We have two young ladies, as you see on the screen. And what has happened is this guy right here has gotten everything he deserved from this picture. He was a piece of crap. He abused his students at the music school and took advantage of them mentally and them to where these young ladies lost their mind and chopped off their arms. Yeah. If you want to know the rest of the movie, go check it out. The Perfection, found on Netflix. We have number 13 is also a Netflix movie that, you know what, you ain't got to worry about me going into the woods no time soon. I've never even had a desire to go into the woods. And this movie is The Ritual, found on Netflix. It came out in 2017. It definitely explained to me what the Wendigo is, and I appreciate that explanation. Thanks for the warning. Won't go near a forest. I will make sure I am not even going to break down near a forest. Thank you. Moving right along, if you would like to go watch that scary ass movie. Number 14 is another one that scared me in real life. Let me pause it. This movie scared me in real life because it is called, first of all, Cam. And it is a cam girl. Now, cam girls can be defined as what I do. Even though I'm just reviewing and reacting to movies, foods, and sports over here on the channel, the actual presence of me being in front of my screen makes me a cam girl. Okay, now I will say this, my motives are not the same as old girl. Old girl motives is clout, thirst, fame. I got to have the numbers, okay, because the numbers equals the dollars, okay. So because she is so thirsty for this, she goes through literal hell. And the worst nightmare for anyone, content creator, cam girl, broadcaster, podcaster, whatever you want to call it, is your account being hacked. But what if it was hacked by a malevolent entity? Let's see.
Hi, I'm logged out of my account. I think you guys are just playing an old show or something.
I don't think that's possible. We can't do that.
Okay, well, does it say my channel? That person is not me.
Okay, I'm gonna pause right there before we get into the next movie. Hey, by the way, let me talk to who? Come get this commentary. Hey, how you doing? Thank you for joining me and hanging out with me on the channel. Cam girl account gets hacked poltergeist type of spirit. Don't know where it came from, can't track it, can't speak to it, because it is playing back all of her old footage, and it is gaining popularity, and it is doing it without her permission, with knowledge, and without her getting paid in life. So this girl had to go to basically outsmarting whatever was running the app, because come to find out, her big competition on this app was actually dead the whole time that she was competing against her in real life. So she was actually, you know, competing for numbers and having live streams some type of way. Don't ask me how. That's the only part of the movie that I cannot understand. Is so if you want to go on a freaky ride of Cam, go right ahead. But I do say go with a open mind if you are in the world of doing commentary and being content creators and all that good stuff. Yeah. That was number 14. Number 15, we are moving into Velvet Buzzsaw. Velvet Buzzsaw. This can be found only on Netflix as well. 2019. A lot of people hated this movie, but I actually liked it. It creeped me out, and it creeped me out to the point that I would never look at wall pictures the same, because it's basically, in a nutshell, about a man who dies and he haunts his art. You know, one of those whole, what's that man name? Van Gogh type deals. He went crazy. The art made him go crazy, and he just put a curse on all of his art. And all the people in this movie who tried to sell his art for a profit died. There you go. Velvet Buzzsaw. Watch it on Netflix. It had a really cool scene, which is why I put this picture here for this movie. This is pictures from it, from where the girl turned into some art. It made her turn into a piece of art. And another lady stuck her arm in a sphere, and it got chopped off, and she died and bled out. And the people came, and they was playing in her blood and everything, because they thought it was a part of the exhibit. Go check it out. Go check it out. Velvet Buzzsaw. Number 16. Happy Death Day 2. Now, it's actually named Happy Death Day to You. This is a sequel to Happy Death Day. I was excited to watch this movie. Okay, this movie, it came on TV via FX, and I was highly disappointed by the end of this movie, because it was not what I expected, and it was nothing like the first one. The first one, you know, is Tree trying to find out who killed her, right? The art movie is called Velvet Buzzsaw. But I'm country girl. Buzzsaw. Buzzsaw. Velvet Buzzsaw on Netflix. Number 16, Happy Death Day to You is what we're talking about right now. Is a sequel to Happy Death Day. But this Happy Death Day is Tree basically reliving what happened to her in the first one. But just add in if it was a multiverse. Yes, a multiverse, of parallel universes of the same thing happening. Yeah, it was horrible. I didn't like it. Catch it at your own risk if you want to watch it. That's all I can say, because I did not enjoy it. Number 17 is Southbound, and this movie was scary to me. Okay. I do have a trailer coming up in just a second, so let me just pause it so I can talk about it really quick. Southbound, stuck in a loop. Basically, a time loop of, I wouldn't say, it's not, okay, so it is a time loop, and first of all, you can watch this movie on Tubi. Tubi, I think it's pronounced Tubi. But anyway, it came out in 2018. You can watch it free on that app, Tubi, Tubi, and it is about basically people who are possessed by demons, child, and if you drive down this highway and cross over this invisible border, you're stuck there for life. And well, I'll say this: you stuck there for life, but there is a way you could get out. To find out, I think you should go watch it. It is worth a watch. It is actually like an anthology of short stories in this movie that intertwine, and it all combines the movie at the end. So that's what kind of makes it good too, because you're watching different characters go through situations on how they even end up in this town and in this crazy situation. And you have a group of girls that are in a band. You have two best friends, one brother looking for his sister. You actually have an innocent guy who was on his way home. He took a detour and ended up hitting someone. So there's a catch to this movie where you can't get out of this hell ass highway, but I want you guys to check it out for free. You can download the app for free as well. Tubi, Southbound, came out in 2015. The next one, number 18, is Last Shift, 2014. You can watch it for free on Pluto TV app. It scared me. It was very intense. But the ending did kind of leave me wanting to know more about, I guess, what I watched. But at the same time, I'm not willing to dive any deeper if it was come out with something, because, you know, it's dealing with a portal hell, and it just so happens to be a police station that is the portal. Let's check out a little bit of that.
The ones that lie within your heart. The ones you pray for.
Thank you so much. Splat. She felt amazing about it. That's what painted me. It was destined. King of hell.
All right. Number 19, The Invitation. Okay, The Invitation came out in 2015, and it is one of those movies that I couldn't even do a live reaction to it or do a reaction to it, period, because it is one of those movies where you have to just watch it. You got to pay attention to catch on to what is happening. And it's actually clever that it is directed and produced that way, because it is actually in real life the steps of what happens when you're groomed to be in a cult. And that is what this movie is based on. You have a guy who actually is going back to his previous home with his ex-wife where they lost their son, and she has joined a cult called The Invitation. And in this cult, they deal with grief a bit drastic by committing mass suicide. So and that answer to their mourning, and it is eerie, and it grows and builds in its like intensity of the film, and at the end it makes you go, damn. That's how, like, go check it out. You can go watch this movie on Netflix. Let me look it up because I didn't even write it down on my notes. Oh no, The Invitation, you can watch it for free on Pluto TV app. That's even better. So there you go. Number 20. Let me prepare you for number 20. So, as pictures roll forward, these are going to be pictures from the invitation. Saint Maud. Saint Maud can be watched on Amazon. And let me pause it right there because that's the young lady named Maud that's in the movie. Just go watch it. Just go watch it. That's all I'm going to say. It started out doing the speed limit in this movie, but then it accelerates right on off the cliff. So just go watch it. That's all I'm going to say. We're going to get into this short clip from the movie. Saint Maud. Number 21, we have Censor. This movie can be found on Hulu, or you can watch it on YouTube like I did for only $2.99. This movie is actually clever and good, with a twist at the end that catches you off guard. The woman is a horror fan. She watches they approve if they need to cut out certain scenes, if they just need to go back and start over and chop what they've done. But that is her job. However, she is also censoring her past as a murderer. So let's check out a short clip from Censor. Yeah, Censor. Good movie. Go check it out. Hulu or see it for $2.99. Number 21. That is. We are moving on to number 22. Daniel Isn't Real. Now, Daniel Isn't Real. One hell of a roller coaster ride. And it did scare the crap out of me. It came out in 2019, and you can find it also on Amazon Prime. And it is actually starring Arnold Schwarzenegger's son. I think this is his debut film as well, and he did a good job for this to be his first breakout role, being that he comes from a father who was action hero, and his first debut role is in a horror film. So Daniel Isn't Real, just to give you a background before we get into this trailer, about a guy named Luke who has an imaginary friend named Daniel. And at first, Daniel is the only person who could see Luke is the only person who could see Daniel and interact with Daniel. As the movie progresses, though, Daniel becomes real because he's the devil. So, how did he manifest this? You'll have to watch the film. Let's get into the trailer, though. The next movie is number 23, People Under the Stairs. In addition to that, so you can go check that one. The playlist for MT Monthly Movie Tribute. Number 24 is a gross film that weirded me out. It came out in 2022 this year, back in April. And it is named Hatching. You can find it on Amazon Prime. Oh, goodness. Picture this. A young girl finds an egg in the forest, the woods. She brings that egg into her home, puts it underneath her teddy bear, and that egg grows humongous. It hatches a human-sized bird. And then that bird morphs into her. I said picture it. That's all I can tell you. Let's get into this short clip. I'm just saying. Woo! Number 25. Number 25. Where is number 25 on this list? Oh, I lost my place. Number 25. Oh, number 25 is Phantasm. Phantasm is another reaction that I actually did live on the channel because it was my first time watching it. Oh, I forgot to pause it. And you can go watch that on the Monthly Movie Tribute playlist as well. And you can find that for free on Pluto TV app also. Phantasm. That is a 70s horror movie. I'm not sure if I still want to put that in the category of horror. Number 26 is what I have on the screen right now, Hell House. Now, let me tell you about this movie. It first can be found on Amazon Prime. It came out in 2015. I had to actually stop watching this movie, take a breather, snap myself back to reality and remind myself it's not real, and then go back and brave to watch the rest of it. This is something that I don't normally like to watch at all. I don't care if it's a movie, spooky season, whatever. And you know, I clicked on it and it seemed like it was not going to go in that direction, but it did, and that's why I had to stop watching it. But it's very haunted house vibes, actually haunted hotel vibes. I don't like watching haunted hotel movies because I have to go and stay in hotels sometimes. And so, yeah. And they want to live, okay, it's these group of people, okay, as you see, it's 5 of them. They are trying to go there and set up this hotel. They know it's haunted, but they want to live stream it. You already know, in the age of gotta get it on footage. Okay, so they go there and they set it up, and unfortunately, once you step foot in the hotel, you don't step back out, because it's a gateway to hell. It deals with that whole God versus Satan energy, and I don't like that. So that's why I had to stop watching it, people. But if you are in that type of thing, Hell LLC, Amazon Prime, 2015, and this is part of a trilogy. There's 3 of these. There you go. Watch at your own risk. That's all I can tell you. Number 27 is The Hole in the Ground. This movie takes don't let your kids play outside unsupervised to a whole nother level. Okay? Let me look up where you can go watch this. This movie I did enjoy as well. It wasn't scary like that to me. But it is scary. It is horror. It came out in 2019. You can watch it on Showtime out and via Amazon if you want to do it that way. Paramount, Hulu, YouTube. It's even on Sling TV. But yes, I watched it through Amazon Prime via Showtime. And this movie is about a young boy who ventured away from home while playing outside, ended up through this hole, and that hole actually switches out you for, I would say, your doppelganger, but your evil doppelganger. Yeah. So go watch this movie. It is pretty good. If you are a parent or a mother, you would definitely love this movie, because of course I love any movie that shows how far a mom is willing to go, even if it means fighting off some monsters. Hole in the Ground, you can go watch that. Came out in 2019. Not a bad movie at all. The next movie is number 28. Impedagore. Impedagore is a movie that really puts the saying, your past will come back to haunt you. Yeah, this definitely will. Her past comes back to her knowing. She doesn't know her past like that. Her family actually left their small village that they came from because of a curse that, this movie is literally will make your skin crawl. They can't have successful children. They can't bear successful children in the town due to this curse. In some way or somehow, this girl is connected to it. So they get her to come back by letting her know that her family home is up for sale. So she has been, living an adoptive life. And of course she broke. So what she think is, I'm going to go ahead and sell this house and make some money and come back and I'm going to be okay. And Impedagore. Go check it out. You can actually, I watched this on YouTube. You can purchase it for $2.99. There are other streaming apps that you can watch this on, but I think you will have to pay for it. I don't think there's anywhere you. Let me see. Let me just make sure, because I don't want to lie. Let me look it up. I just wrote down how I watched them. So if you have a subscription to Sling TV, Amazon Prime, you can watch it also on Vudu, but it's $2.99. You can watch it through Redbox for $3.99. The cheapest is through YouTube or Vudu for $2.99 if you don't have a subscription to Sling or Amazon or YouTube TV. Okay? Number 29, we are getting close to our 30 Days of Horror list. It's actually the movie that I did earlier today. Yes, come get this commentary. Yes. Number 29 is Barbarian. And I did a reaction to that today. Listen, my mouth is still open from watching that movie earlier today. So you can go check that out on my movie nights playlist. Barbarian, it came out this year. It actually came out last month, but if you have a subscription to HBO Max, you can watch it for free. So go check that out and thumbs it up while you're there. Thank you. The next movie will be announced in just a second. I want to do some honorable mentions. Let's talk about these for a second. Let me move this over just a tad bit. Okay, so honorable mentions of what I watched. Now, before I get into that, thank you everyone that is in the room and that has stayed with me hanging out. I'm so glad it's hatching on Hulu too. I think so. It's definitely on Amazon. Hold on, let me let you know right now. Can you watch it on? Yes, it is. If you have a subscription to Hulu, you can watch it for free. Okay? And thank you so much, Come Get This Commentary, for being here. Thank you. Let me get a thumbs up from you, girl. Appreciate it. So, honorable mentions. Nights of Creeps. Watch that. Nights of the Creeps is an 80s classic horror movie. If you have watched Slither or Slugs, it puts you in the mind frame of that. And its ending is not heroic. There you go. This other movie actually just got a feature long-lived film made and has came out this year. I don't know if it's came out in theaters yet, but I do know you can actually purchase it for $6.99 on YouTube if you want to watch it. But I saw it at a friend's house, and it's short film that I saw, and it was in Spanish, but she like translated it to me as we were watching it. But I didn't need much translation because the movie is that good where you can definitely tell what's going on. And it's called Piggy. Okay, I don't know if you've seen the trailer for this. It's also in Spanish called Cerdita. Okay, Cerdita and Cerita, and which is the same thing, Piggy. Okay, this short film is good as hell. To me, it's not really that horrific. It can be. It will put you into the genre of revenge horror. It is about a girl who her name is not Piggy. Her bullies call her that because she's an over young girl. Okay, but she's still a beautiful young girl in my eyes, and I think she is a plus size model if I'm not mistaken in real life. But Piggy is a girl who finds herself at a crossroads, and that crossroads is, should she save the lives of her bullies, or should she kill the person who is actually responsible for kidnapping her bullies? It is a good ass short film. I'm not going to spoil you and tell you what her decision is, but if you do happen to see the American film, which is also just the same as the Spanish short film because the director of the short film helped in the long film, go check that out. The Haunt is another one that I watched, and if you are into haunted houses, this will be a good movie for you. This one puts you in the mind frame of, let me look, I'm trying to look it up so I can tell you where you can watch it. It came out in 2019. You can watch it through Redbox for only $1.99. You can watch it on Amazon Prime for $3.99 and so forth. I don't see where it's on like Hulu or anything like that, but it's definitely worth its money. The Haunt is basically mixed together, Lecter versus the haunted house. So you got these college kids who go to what's supposed to be like this secluded haunted warehouse that has had all these rave reviews of being really, really scary, and come to find out the reason why it's really, really scary is because nobody makes it out because they get killed. Girl, she shows them a little bit different. So yeah, If you want to know what happens and how she makes it out, go watch the movie The Haunt. And the last honorable mention can be found on Paramount, and that is The Significant Other. That movie did come out in August of this year, and the whole, now this movie has a similar thing going as The Hole in the Ground. A couple goes on a hike. See, here we go, dealing with them woods. But on a hike, and the girlfriend goes off into a cave by herself and meets her doppelganger, her evil doppelganger. And so for the movie, it is up to you to figure out which one made it out. Was it the real version or the other version? Significant Other. So go check it out. That's on Paramount. Those are my honorable mentions. Okay, so we got tomorrow, officially day 30. Okay. You spelt it right, but it's impedagore. So it would be I-M as in Mary, and then the word pedagore, spelt it. Impedagore. And again, that one is, let me go back. Did I look that one up? Yeah, that one you have to purchase unless you have a subscription to Amazon Prime or Sling TV. Okay? Yes, Impedagore. So number 30, which premieres tomorrow, a live reaction. It will be our third horror ending. It will also be our last movie on our monthly movie tribute of unforgotten horror movies. This one is definitely an unforgotten one, because do you remember Ben Affleck playing in the scary movie? A lot of people don't remember Ben Affleck playing in the scary movie, but I do, because it was called The Phantoms. And it is a damn good movie. I look forward to watching it and reacting to it tomorrow with you guys. If you want to tune along, you can watch that one for free on Pluto TV app as well. But don't watch it tonight. Wait till tomorrow and join me for a live reaction, okay? So that is my 30 days of horror movies, along with some honorable mentions. After this month, I promise you, I probably won't watch another scary movie unless it just happens to turn out to be scary. But other than that, I'm not going to purposely go seek it out. A matter of fact, next month is November. It kicks off our holiday season of Thanksgiving, and it also celebrates our veterans. So our monthly movie theme for next month's movie reactions will be Thank You for Your Service. So I will be watching films centered around veterans, military veterans, and active servicemen, teachers, city workers, anyone, food restaurant workers, anyone that is of service to our public deserves a big thank you. And it will come definitely from me, because my father is a retired Marine. My grandparents retired from the military. So I am always a person who appreciates anyone that is of service to our nation and to the public. Okay, so check it out next month. Subscribe to the channel if you are new to here. Come and join and be a part of the Clubhouse over here at Clubhouse 81, as we do reactions to movies, sports, and food. Okay, and speaking of food, while I have your attention, I was going to do a reaction today, but let me tell you what happened. I was going to do a review to Chipotle, and I ordered it. Uber Eats. Now, I have been using Uber Eats faithfully for about 2.5 years. And today, they really left a bad taste in my mouth, because the driver came and tried to hand me a barbecue plate. He gave my Chipotle to whoever ordered that barbecue plate. Right. And living in Miami, what that led to, and I'm not going to go there because I'm not going to bad talk my peoples, or other peoples. But the whole, I don't understand, that type of thing was going on. So couldn't even really communicate with the guy that you messed up the order. But he did eventually get the vibe that he messed up the order once he looked at the ticket and read it and saw that it wasn't my name. Yeah. So I actually had to get my money back from that and go to Chipotle and pick up the food. By the time all that happened, I was like, you know what? I'm over it. I just want to eat at this point. So till next time on a food review coming up on the channel, okay? And we do have a sports reaction for all of my sports people out there. I know you have been patiently waiting on me to do a reaction and do a catch-up on what's been going on in track and field. So that will be coming out very soon within the next few days. Just bear with me for this lineup of October that is coming to an end within the next 2 days. I'm excited, but trust me, I'm going to take a long breather. This is over with. So let's get back to the music as we get out of here. Thank you again for being here with me, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Hold on. I took a call. That's why I was behind on the live. I'm caught up. I had that horrible situation with DoorDash. Uber Eats haven't on me yet. Ooh, that's... Yes, come get this commentary, because you know I waited 40 minutes for that order, and I'm the person that actually goes outside and stand like 5 minutes before the driver gets there to make sure you see me and you don't have to be panicking looking for me and coming to my door. I'm that type of patron, and yes, that frustrated the heck out of me. Yes, it was a little bit downer. It was a big downer. You know, I was already kind of like in my feelings about Uber Eats because they're getting rid of their point system. The point system is going away as of November 1st. And I found that to be great because as you take your rides or order your food delivery, you accumulate these points that turn into free food, certain percentages off of your future ride or your future delivery. And that is going away. For them to replace it with Uber One program, which automatically deducts from your price each time you use their app, but it costs $9.99 a month. So, you know, business. They got to make their money, right? Yeah. The things that they do and the things that we don't have to, but we choose to use in this land. Okay, I'm off of here, guys. It's been an hour. I don't want to hold up in any more of your evening, but thank you so much for, again, from the bottom of my heart, from joining me and hanging out with me. And I'm off of here. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Double check those notification bells to make sure you don't miss it. And stay.